XRP, XLM, XYO. I promised those on the previous video, but my internet disconnected for some reason. So we're back into it. We're actually looking at GRT instead of IOTX at the moment. And GRT, as soon as it broke that downward trend line, it tried to come back within that trend line and it failed, getting support off 200 EMA in the 1 hour at least. When we're zooming out into the 4 hour, you can see it's still quite above the 200 EMA. But it broke that downward trend line, had that push right above the fair value gap at 0.1088, and now we're testing as support and getting more bullish momentum. And just looking at this chart, doing Fibonacci retracement from this previous high, we can see that 618 is right where this downward trend line is forming at the 23 cent, 24 cent mark. We are currently at 11, so that is double money, just pushing up towards this downward trend line. We'll most likely get a little bit of rejection and a pullback before testing it once more. However, if that does not happen, we could expect a little bit of rejection here at 0.2865, and if that breaks through 0.3466 before looking to see if it is a double top, and we get top right here, followed by a top over here, and then a push down a little bit. But that's in the long run. So keep graph in your books. If you have not invested already, now is not a bad entry point, as it is very healthy. The volume's picking up, or you can see it's decreasing here for divergence. We start with this, drawing a line downwards just on the volume. And then we see an upward movement in price like this. Consider it divergence and more of a bullish formation. Moving over to IOTX, we got in whenever it broke this downward trend line. It popped up over, came back in to test it, tested the support twice, did not break the CM guppy and pushed back through, tried the CM guppy once more, pushed up, still tried to get through the CM guppy, but that was not possible. And the 200 EMA is coming upwards, causing more pressure, pushing this up out of this downward trend line of the bullish pendant. When we start zooming out from the 1 hour to the 4 hour, we can see that it's still at a very low price at roughly 3 cents. And the 618 retracement is all the way up here at 0.624. So a long way to go. There's definitely going to be some resistance potentially here around 0.052. But if you were to enter right now as it holds support and closes above that bullish pendant, you could expect around 83% increase on IOTX. Moving over to H-bar. H-bar has been bullish since we had our entry here around 20 cents. We are up at 27 cents at the current price point. It got rejected exactly at the 618 Fibonacci area and had a retracement, and seeing if this is support here at the previous Fibonacci, this green box right here. If that holds support, we can see a retest here at 618 if that breaks up to 34 cents and beyond. And H-bar on the daily, for this graph, it says the high is 40 cents, but it's a very strong utility coin. It's getting divergence as well with this, the volume decreasing and the price increasing, which is very bullish formation. Bonk did some pretty crazy stuff. There's Wormhole, Aethir. Someone had recommended Wormhole. I did not enter. Somebody had recommended here. There just wasn't enough information to be going off of, but it's clearly gaining momentum. Not a whole lot to say about it. Just getting support off the CM guppy, trying to keep the 200 EMA close, so we could see a further potential move upwards. The Aethir, very low point, also recommended to buy right around here. I did not. We are now holding support over the 200 EMA, so it's definitely looking a lot more bullish, forming out a big W pattern here. And we could expect it to come back up here around the 0.055, or depending on what Fibonacci says, we could see the next stop being all the way up at 7 cents, The next stop over 10 cents. So Aethir is still not a very bad bet. Moving into DNT, pushing up and out. We have this placed. It broke that downward trend line, held it as support, held over the 200 EMA, and is pushing upwards. We can expect it to be getting a little resistance around 4 cents. And then the next stop around 5 cents, being 105% increase. BNT has been doing very well for these past couple months. We placed out an inverse head and shoulders, which played out, broke over downward trend line as well, tested the 200 EMA, volumes picking up, prices picking up. This dotted red line here is the 80-cent mark, which I believe I had posted from a previous day where we got really quick and rapid movements back here in October of 2024. But the major push up all the way up here to $1.93, currently at 79 cents. And that's just the beginning, as its all-time high is way up here around $10. So 79 cents for potential $10. Very strong bullish formation pattern happening. Now to the important ones. XRP, XCN, and XLM. XRP, been saying stack your bags all the way down here around the $2.20, $2.30, $2.60, and it just keeps going up. Increase in volume. We had that hammer pushing it out of the downward trend line. Held support at 618. Oh, the 618 retracement is all the way down here, but the 200 EMA is up here at the 0.5. So we could see it hold support here around 3.31. Ideally, we want to see it hold above 3.4 and then have a continuation upwards. But if you've been stacking your bags, you are up over 50% in XRP. XCN. This one's looking very healthy. It's got a bullish pendant forming here, trying to hold it as support. You can see something like this, more or less. Could readjust it? And it broke out of that triangle. We just want to see it hold support and get pressure off the 200 EMA, but an all-time high of 18 cents, currently at almost 2 cents. And XLM. Double top, had a retracement. We got out here with the 80% increase. It had the consolidation, touched this top again and got rejected, but we are still getting support over the CM Guppy and the 200 EMA. So XLM may push up when XRP pushes up, but as of right now, it seems like it could retrace a little bit more to get more of a healthy market. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want. Reference in the description below for Mexi, Grass, Coinbase, KuCoin, Rollercoin, all those. Good luck. Have fun with it.